Okay, welcome everybody today for a class on some phrasal verbs. Now, if you're watching this class on the awful platform known as YouTube, what the hell are you doing? Come to my website, skype-lessons.com, and for £10 you get the whole lesson, not just a few minutes, and you get every lesson on the course. A lot of the courses have 30 hours of lectures, so plenty of lectures, lots and lots of quizzes, and you get a free speaking class when you buy one course. And I actually invite you to all of the live speaking classes. So you just turn up when I make a class. So you get loads for £10. And if you're still watching me on YouTube, you are only getting 2% of my lectures. If you want 100% of my lectures, then don't come to this awful place known as YouTube. I absolutely hate it. You come to my website where you'll be treated like a human being. So, give up and give in. I watched my class on give phrasal verbs just the other day, and I wasn't very happy with the explanation of the difference between give up and give in, because they both mean surrender. Yeah, surrender, like put your hands up and say, okay, I give up, I surrender. Or maybe I give in, we surrender. And there is a difference, and natives can hear this difference. And I told you in the last class that give up is more active and give in is more passive. And I do stand by that explanation. I still think it's correct, but it's not detailed enough. So I wanted to go into the details and give you some examples here of when we use give up and when we use give in. And of course, there are a few nuances to get your head around, to understand. Yeah, we say to get your head around, to wrap your head around. It's a good expression, which means to understand. You've got to wrap your head around this difference. Yeah, wrap your head around. Notice that even this looks like a phrasal verb because wrap around. Yeah, you've got to wrap your head around the difference between these two phrasal verbs. So this is an informal way of saying to understand something. Now, if you give something up, give up smoking, for example, it's the most common example. Notice that if you use a verb after give up, you need the ing form because we use gerunds after prepositions. And so if you give up smoking, you stop doing something harmful. You stop smoking because it's harmful. But notice that you have to be willing to give up smoking in order to do it. If you are not serious about giving up smoking, you won't give it up. You'll just start smoking a few minutes later. And so it really does take some willpower on your part. And that's why I say that give up is active. It takes willpower. Yeah, give in is not the same. You reluctantly give in. It's passive, and you do it unwillingly. Reluctantly and unwillingly are synonyms. Yeah, it means you don't want to do it, but you have to do it for some reason. Somebody forces you to do it. Some external pressure or persuasion or temptation forces you to surrender. But the top one, the one with up, give up, is active. And so it has a few different meanings. It can mean stop doing something that's harmful, but it also means stop doing something because it's difficult. Yeah, you stop doing something because it's difficult. So for example, I gave up playing football on Mondays because it was quite difficult for me to get to the football pitch. A friend of mine had to pick me up and take me to football and bring me back every time. And I also saw a lot of players were getting injured. I didn't want to get seriously injured for a few weeks, like break my leg or break my ankle or hurt my kneecap. And so I decided to give football up. And nowadays I go paddleboarding. I like paddleboarding. It's a lot calmer, although it's still hard work. It still gets your heart pumping, certainly.